He actually told me to wait for you to get here before I invited him.
What's the stream?
WBP League. One word. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the WBP League. This is Alpha Division. We will now be watching Projekt Crimson attack HNC Esports here on Kafe. Looks like a bit of a some jokes coming out in the all chat. There goes Thermite. I wouldn't say a typical ban, but by no means an awful one. It's likely going to be a kitchen defense for their primary site from HNC. That way, it's really hard to get a whole lot of sightlines out of opening the bakery wall. So if all you have is Maverick for tricking, quite difficult in bakery, I might add, and Hibana for sightlines, it's really hard to get a push in, which means that, you know, if you have a smoke or a Goyo, you can make defending bakery wall a lot easier without necessarily having to play bakery itself. And we see the Thatcher and Amira ban from Projekt Crimson. Nothing too creative there. Thatcher's a comfort ban, quite interesting that they still go with it, even on attack first. That only makes their hard breaching harder. Mira Maestro, both will be sitting this game out. A lot of intel gone. Mira's pretty standard, especially on Kafe when she's just oh so powerful. And Maestro, quite annoying with the current meta. Kafe is one of the strongest maps for running the Jaeger and Wamai combo. And honestly, trying to get rid of an evil eye when you have to burn through 8 projectile destroying devices, it's a headache, it's frustrating, and it's a time waste. So they will get rid of the Maestro. We're going to go ahead and see a bar hold first. My theory's been squashed. The Ying does come out. Nothing too surprising. What is interesting, though, is that they're running the Sledge over a Buck or a Zof. Just gives you more options when it comes to vertical play.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Let's see how they defend this top floor hold. Kafe, in all honesty, has been narrowed down to sort of a science. There is room for creativity, but more so on the heavy aggression side of things, not more so on the heavy anchor side of things. Whenever you have smoke and echo, it feels like more of an anchor hold, but we'll see what they decide to do. Default rotates go out. Some reinforced hatches.
10 seconds left.
Evacuate tossing her black eyes.
5 seconds left. Razor wire in position. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Let's see what Projekt Crimson has in store for us. Somehow, Echo already lost some health. Quite unfortunate for him and his teammates. Beyond that, though, we see that the attack only has one set of flashbangs, Ashes, meaning that if she loses all of them to the Wamai Frisbees, well, then you risk losing one of Sledge's nades, or honestly, more devastatingly, one of Ying's Candelas. She does have 4, so it's not a huge deal if you do lose 1. But if HNC catches on that they're not bringing enough flashbangs and they adapt to bring Jaeger with the Wamai, it'd be a really strong counter. You have the Frisbees, there one goes. Ash will dispatch a shield already, pretty early on in the game. Pretty slow attack, but nothing too unusual for Kafe. The attack will spend about a minute on the roof trying to get some intel, trying to find an entry point before they actually commit to anything.
Scanning, stay sharp. Bomb spotted. Enemy spotted.
See the famous upside down rappel coming out from Burnt Turkey on the IQ with that pretty powerful LMG looking for an angle. Here's the glass break beneath. Who is that? Let's see. Perhaps it's this pulse roaming down below trying to deny the cigar control with his heartbeat sensor. We're gonna soon see Sledge come in tasked with dislocating that pulse, but not before Simmer gets a kill on the Spiker. Delta over here gets the refrag with his Wamai AUG. And it's looking like a Ying plant rush. What is going on the site? Ash, half blind, runs in the site before being taken down by a pistol from somewhere. Delta with 2 from the Wamai. One's in freezer. Call goes out. IQ pistols the Wamai back. Pistol for pistol. Trying to go for another, but Punky's there. It seems the attack just dove on in. Maybe there was some intel given out that said, let's go ahead and Ying rush, guys. We can do this. But it doesn't seem that they can. Last player called out in freezer. She will soon meet her end. All 3 defenders holding tight angles. Good lord, though. Burnt Turkey taking off the head of Cute Manatee. On a 1v2, this is winnable. Pulse, no nitro cell in hand. But Valkow's the bomb and the black eye to give her intel on when she's gonna when the IQ pushes. Bomb in hand, plant goes down, but Valk here confirms the final kill. And quite a hectic and interesting attack round there. That's the phrasing I will choose. So Ying rushing isn't always a bad idea. She has smokes, 4 candelas, quite nifty, I would say. However, when there's still 4, or I guess there were 3 players at the time on site, and the attack didn't fully dedicate, no reason why it failed. Ying rushes can work. They definitely can, especially on the very first round of a game. You can keep the defenders on their toes, but you need to fully dedicate. And when we saw only 2 or maybe 3 players fully dedicate and commit to that Ying rush, and then they were picked apart one by one. You gotta send all 5 players at them to really dominate and assert your control over the site. 6th pick from the IQ into Maverick is quite interesting, especially with those black eyes being so
Defenders,
useful.
protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
HNC opting to go to the reading room and dining defense over kitchen. I gotta say that I agree, honestly. It can be a matter of opinion, but I believe reading room and dining is honestly better than kitchen, just because currently kitchen's been kind of figured out on the attack. You really know your checklist of items you have to complete before you can, you know, establish that execute on the site. So opting to go for a non-traditional site location this early on is pretty
5
smart.
seconds to insertion.
We'll see if it works out for them. Of course, when you're going to hold reading room, you have to maintain control of cocktail for as long as possible. And we'll see them do that. We'll see Punky set up Goyo shields upstairs, ADS to cover him, a castle on some key windows, and Doc's going to hold cocktail himself. So a very heavy tank position in the cocktail bar. They obviously plan to sit that one out as long as possible. Where in the heck? Burnt Turkey already killing Simplest. There goes your castle, who is roaming with the best gun in the game, the UMP 45.
Loading new magazine.
He's loading a new magazine, so we're gonna check on Ash, who sees the dock and cocktail. Heal White, swing to go heal Punky. Oh, I want to see this. Oh, Punky's trying to line up the angle, but the drones are gonna spot him out, and the attack push will not wait for him to heal his teammates. P90 in hand, honestly a very underrated gun. It has pretty monstrous hip fire with the laser sight and a 51 round mag. Joining once again, they don't seem confident in pinning down this dock. Understandably, he's a tank with a darn good gun and reinforcements to tote. We'll see if they can dislocate him. Zoph burning the ADS in rat spot, burns the ADS, shield goes away, the Goyo fire will cover Jaeger's exfil. Doc with a kill with that P90 we previously mentioned, and what do you know? He's back to full health, almost like nothing ever happened. He sees the head maybe? Not quite, they will forfeit top floor control. Barely so, a minute remaining. The attack now has top floor control, but they've lost their Ash. Burnt Turkey with the second one. People really underestimate Maverick's fragging potential. 3-speed, great gun with grenades. Of course he's gonna frag out. Makes a sight line. They now have dining control, but his head is taken off by the mute. A great shot onto a pixel with that SMG-11. 3v3 again, less than a minute remaining. Anyone's round. Jaeger now on the flank and mining. Finding the Nomad. Through the wall, they know that they can't see each other. Jaeger sees her first, and down she goes. Zach will see Goyo though, and almost misses shots, but in the end hits them. Tebin and Zach will go for the side to execute with only 20 seconds remaining. But now, with Tebin getting a kill, Spiker's in a 1v1 scenario. Killing Zach. Tebin now has to go find this mute with the shotgun. Bomb needs to go down or needs to dedicate for the kill. He's going to choose to kill Hunt. Missed shot from Spiker on that M905 shotgun, I believe, and Tebin will take off his head to punish him. And that's around Projekt Crimson. 1 for 1 now here on Kafe. That was an interesting round. Upstairs, the attack really stalled out. Trying to get to New Hatch, you had the player in Rat Spot. I believe it was the Jaeger. And then you had the Doc, of course, in Cocktail. So you couldn't drop Skylight without risking dying to the Doc. And you really couldn't push into Cigar too easily because Jaeger is there, of course. But it seems the defense, once Doc got an easy kill, he was full HP. Jaeger could have, he lost cigar control, but that's fine. You can hold top white stairs and maintain control. But instead they fell back with, I believe, 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. So as a result, the attack was able to, play some more, opened up some more vertical breach holes, and then push defenders where they wanted them to be. And in the end, all that corralling paid off because the defenders' locations were known. And a few precious seconds gave Zofia that clutch.
Defenders, protect
So
your
we'll
bombs
see
from being
if the
defused
defense
by
adapts.
attackers.
Now moving to the kitchen site, we do see that Jaeger and Walmai adaptation I had mentioned
Bomb
previously.
located by attackers.
Seems they're going to forego the castle on this location, as well as the Goyo being replaced with Echo. I believe there was a smoke as well. Nope, maybe not. But we see Mute Mozzie, while my Jaeger should be familiar by now. That is the 20-second meta we hear so much about. And then the 5th flex op we're going to see is Echo. If he's unbanned, he's a great choice. And what do you know? Looks like Projekt Crimson opted to not bring IQ. We'll see if that spells doom for them later in this round. Looks like bakery control is going to be established pretty quickly from Projekt Crimson. Oh my lord, that pre-fire. Echo has a cam in the hallway to give some intel. Mozzie almost taking the head off of Ash, I believe. There goes Burnt Turkey. It's a rush into Prep Bakery? Swimmer goes to the refrag, but no joy for him. Spiker, an early kill that will give the defenders a distinct advantage. And there you go, a follow-up from Simplest. I'm not sure what's happening from Projekt. They push really deep into Bakery and then sprint right back. Can't quite decide if they want to be aggressive or passive. Let's see if they make up their minds.
And my drone army grows by 1.
Wow, a nutty angle from Spiker to deny the mining room window, I believe that is. Ash will now drone it out. Will she check the green train? No, she shan't. But Mozzie's droning himself, so he won't know that she missed him. Nomad air jabs will fly onto the windows. Ash runs on in. Mozzie, though, should have the advantage here, but Ash's R4C is just too powerful. She'll win that gunfight. From the red stairs, Nomad goes down. There you go. That's the refrag. Delta still on the roam. Simplest hitting an air jab. Ying here looking for the roaming Jaeger. Little does she know he's behind her. Oh, but the sound comes out. Jaeger now unaware of Ying's position. She lets him walk down the white stairs. Oh my lord, this game of cat and mouse. Both players missing each other. Ash begins the soft breach. Jaeger now going for the flank. And he'll miss his shots. Ash will too, however. A kill from the Jaeger. Ying now. Will she be able to make up for her past mistake and find this Jaeger now? No, she shan't. Well, my. We'll take her down with that AUG. There you go. Another round for HNC. Their second so far this matchup. And I'm baffled. I'm confused, to be completely honest. Projekt Crimson have a very unique attacking style. They pushed really aggressively into Bakery once they had droned it out and saw that it was clear, rightfully so. They put up some air jabs, almost died to a red stairs pre-fire, but got away with their lives. And then once they had that control, rather than a hard breaching, they sprinted on in to Prep. And then once someone died, they couldn't refrag and they pushed back. And it was just kind of a mess. It was just it felt like they were trying to do everything at once. And they didn't really have a structured checklist or order to their attack. Kind of reminds me of the same chaotic nature we saw in the first round with the Ying rush. Not quite everybody on the team committing to it. I'm not quite sure if that's a communication error or maybe they aren't quite prepared for a Kafe attack, but we'll see what they do to adapt in the next 3 attacking rounds. HNC, though, a great round from them. A fantastic roam from Delta on that Jaeger. Really just some cheeky timings. The poor Ying, she barely missed him like twice. Really, honestly, you can't really blame her for him escaping her because that was just unfortunate. But anywho, I don't want to take anything away from Delta. That was quite skillful rolling from him. And we'll see if he decides to pull another one.
10 seconds left.
Loading new magazine!
5 seconds remaining.
Might be having some deja vu right now. I've seen this all before. The default rotates come out.
Attackers must locate and defuse a
Nothing
bomb.
too special about this defense, except that instead of the Goyo, we're going to have the Wamai. And because Smoke and Wamai have shields, you don't really need the Goyo. He only has 2 himself. Not the end of the world. So instead of bringing him, you can now bring extra anti-projectile gadgets to protect those 2 shields. We now play the game where the attackers sit on the roof for a minute and get some intel. We'll see where the defenders are. Getting some intel of their own. Valk below. Likely has a cam outside. She does. You'll see where they are. 2 in Cigar. And there you go. A kill on the Punky. There goes the 1 mine. Quite unfortunate that he died so early, peeking under New Hatch. Those whammy frisbees regenerate with time, and the aggressive play will hurt him in the long run. The Nomad air jab sails through the air to cut off the rotate up red. These cams, though, giving him good intel into when the attack is going to come. Likely going to play this vertical nitro cell to see what Valk is preparing herself for the New Hatch nitro cell. But is she ready for the player in mining? IQ here could be devastating for Simpless. She hears a nitro cell rip. It sails out. It's gonna get a kill. Or not. The nitro cell blows up and gives IQ the intel she needs, but misses her shots with the LMG. Good lord, Simpless though will not miss his. A headshot puts Burnt Turkey in the ground. Now a 4v4. Anyone's round. Wary of the Valkyrie playing below. Ash will sit on the roof with Zach and his Candelas, though. Woman from the grave catching a Candela, but the other 2 will detonate. Smoke grenades will come out from the attack and the defense. As the last Yang Candela goes in the freezer. Nomad picks apart Delta in the white hallway. Simplest now hiding in the freezer. So close. Not quite sure. No intel, but Swimmer doesn't need it. He kills that Valkyrie, and now it's a 3v2. One's Cocktail, and the other's top white stairs. Toxic Babe flies out, but when he stands up, Nomad's there to greet him. And Nomad, with I believe a 4K, fantastic round for Twisty. There you go. 2 rounds each, pretty even match so far. Another attack for Projekt Crimson. Another interesting round. The Valkyrie just missed timing her nitro cell barely, not able to get the kill on, I believe, the Nomad. Which would have been a fantastic kill for her because I believe the Nomad got 3 kills after that botched nitro. And IQ potatoing onto the Valkyrie. Not that it really mattered. They ended up winning the round in the end. It looked like the Goyo shields were essential to that hold. Last time, Cigar Lounge wasn't quite forfeited as easily by the defense. The shield went down a bit quicker and a bit easier this time, as the Nomad was able to provide an extra set of flash grenades, and once the shield went down, they lost all control of White Hallway. Jaeger died there trying to defend it, but he was out in the open. Easy kill for the Nomad.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
But they will go here once again, looking for a victory. We'll see a familiar setup. Not much is likely to change. Now that Projekt Crimson has won 2 rounds on their attacking half, they really have all they need. Kafe is such a defender-sided map that 2 out of the 6 rounds won when you're attacking first is considered enough, on average actually. But we'll see if they can get 3 rounds on their attack and put themselves above average, set themselves up for a dub. HNC though, in the hot seat, they need to win these next 2 rounds quickly and decisively. Some happy little jiggles coming out from the Ash as she prefabs basic spawn kill locations, and the rotates and sightlines go out. Quite an interesting little sightline into Cigar here. When you've banned Thermite and Thatcher, you would think you would want to hold that hard wall, but they're going to play it fast and loose.
I'm reloading. Clear the blast.
Like clockwork, the ADS and Lamais are burnt so that Ash can get rid of that sightline you were just mentioning.
Ready.
Jaeger though, or Valkyrie below. Buck came outside, but looking to play more aggressive this time. Lamai in a rat spot, or Pixel, whatever you want to call it.
Targets detected. 3rd floor.
Cam calls out the gridlock, and Lamai will ready his weapon. Here's the drone, though. Equal intel from both teams. The one-wise are being burnt. What a great shot, though, from Q. That sightline paying off now. And a second one. No, not quite. Burnt, though. Damaged greatly for his troubles. Echo equally so. He will play his utility and stay alive now. Mine the same position. Able to live and regenerate his gadget. Ash comes over. No soft breach in hand. That shield will stay alive for the remainder of the round. Valkyrie, though. Same exact nitro cell. Not the same result. A kill for her onto Ash. Ying waiting for her time on the roof. And there you go. Burnt. Finish off by the Wamai. No cigar control for you. Zach's gonna peek it. Punky pulling close. The Ying will roll out into Rat. Wamai and Zach playing around the Rosie here. Sound comes out. Wamai ready for his free kill. Tevin below. Bit of a pre-fire coming out. But Wamai will hear the vault and know that she's in Cigar. EDS catches a Candela. And the third. Or fourth, rather. Here's the vault again. And there's an Echo Drone on the Ying. Not much she's going to be able to do here. She shalln't find the... Okay, nope, she will. Not that it matters too much. 20 seconds left. Wamai's about to get his free kill. Tevin trying to come up white. Any second now. There you go. Ying put down 4v1, 5v1 now. Tevin, it's all up to you, buddy. Come up the white staircase. Get Yokai'd. Take down the Jaeger. And spike. Bam. Oh, almost a bit of a potato there, but he confirms the kill. The round goes to HNC. Great adaptation from them. Almost a flawless round in the end, but they got kill hungry. It looks like that the deciding factor for that round was in fact the pixel shield. Ash had used both of her utility on other shields or cameras. I'm not sure where the second charge went, but once it was gone, there was no soft breach left. It actually may have been a Wamai frisbee that caught it. But all I know is they didn't properly flash it. The shield stayed up. Wamai was allowed to get a lot of damage and a lot of free kills. Echo with that angle. Basically, they just denied Cigar control heavily, and it paid off. Project Crimson stalling out on the roof and the red staircase. Not able to make anything work. We're now going to go see a kitchen defense. A bit of an adaptation here, though. On the defense, we're going to see Vigil and Legion. And Castle, actually. They didn't have the Castle last time they came here. They had the Mute, Mozzie, Jaeger, Wamai. And now we will see none of the above. Oh, I guess we'll see the Mute. It can only mean one thing. The heavier roam. Although the Jaeger's roam did pay off last time, it was a bit close, so they will dedicate more drastically to it with a Legion and the Vigil in tow.
Loading mag.
Castle even barricading the door and dining room. This is a very interesting hold.
10 seconds to go.
Some reinforcements going on to dining.
5 seconds.
It's gonna be they're gonna hold train room and dining from the looks of it. Maybe even reading.
To defuse a bomb.
It's a very interesting hold. They're basically, you always want to have some remnant of top presence whenever you're holding a site that is not the top floor. But rarely is there ever so much utility dedicated to it, because you risk Projekt Crimson reading into your hold and possibly rushing the site, as they have tried twice so far. Third time that rush might be successful. The castle barricade has already met its demise. One on dining room. Mute, though, the shotgun holes below. Sees the head, but Maestro sees his as well. He'll run for his life. Lucky doing his little happy dance, maintaining control of that window. The nade will obliterate his poor game line. And we're going to see the attack line up a top 4 take from the looks of it.
Activating drone.
Yep, it's going to be a top 4 take. The cams will see this, though, and Simplus and Delta will not contest it. They both fall back smartly, so why risk your life when you can come back and make them waste time? The drone tries to see if there's any defenders left, but the Vigil's utility will slow that process down. Laundry hatch is open. Jammers are in the way, but Twitch drone clears it. There you go. Vigil spotted inside of reading.
Second floor.
He knows he's going to have to make a move soon, or else he'll just get pinched. Player drops. It's Swimmer. R4C should be able to take this gunfight. Castle walking up the staircase for her flank now.
Second floor.
No joy. Tebin missing his shots, but Delta will not. Vigil getting the kill. Onto Swimmer. That's your Ash dead, but Burnt Turkey on the refrag, killing the Legion. Twitch with that F2 moving down. Nomad as well. Burnt Turkey already in the hallway. Simplest below, and Vigil, and that's the kill onto Maverick. He will sprint away. Simplest nearby, ready for the refrag. Tedman clearing his angles carefully, takes out Delta, and no. Zach panics and kills Twisty. Simplest has returned back to coat check. They know 30 seconds left. All the defenders must do is wait with 2 yokai and mute with a nitro cell. This is not looking great for Zach and Tevin. Barricades come out to slow them down even further. Go hiding in bakery now.
Lighten up.
50
Candel's ring out. Now on the yokais to deny the plant. How much the attack can do, even if they do kill the 2 remaining defenders on site, and they shan't. Boom, boom. Spiker with 2. Not missing his shotgun shots this time. Good night, Twitch. And farewell, Yang. Good attempt, but HNC with just a fantastic hold there. The heavy roam strat did work. Project Crimson fell into the trap and attempted the full top-down clear. Some good frags, but unfortunately the attack was not able to get a kill advantage, and without that, you simply just run out of time. Castle was allowed to escape, and there's not much you can do when there's Echo still on the board as well. For our final... Oh, nope, that's the end of our first half. What do you know? Looks like Crimson will run away with their 2 attacking wins. Not awful at all. Like we said before, that's average. They weren't quite able to itch out that lead, but no worries. We'll see them defend at the top floor. Spiker switching from Gridlock to the Nomad. Could be comfort or for the flashbangs to burn ADS.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
We're going to once again see the Wamai and Jaeger both being brought to protect the Pixel shield that Zap will place in all likelihood. Kaed, though, alternatively, a great choice. You do forfeit that long sideline into Kafe, but who needs it? They don't have a Thermite, they don't have a Thatcher. If you lose Cigar Control, it's not the end of the world. Freezer Wall will not get opened like it had in previous rounds.
10 seconds left.
With those 2 Goyo shields being placed in default plant spots, when they do blow up, they will destroy the wood of the bar, so that even if they're lost, they open up new sightlines for the defenders to contest the plant. No Yang being brought by HNC. Perhaps not as comfortable with it as Zach is.
As my friend would say, time to make a new door. Clearing the way.
The drones go out below, making sure that they will not be similarly disrupted by Valkyrie with a nitro cell prepped beneath. Thorough droning looks to be completed, but Punky finding a kill onto Zach. I'm not quite sure where. The aggression not quite paying off for Project Crimson this game. Spiker will put his air jabs up. They've droned it out. Now they've established this vertical control. The air jabs will protect it. The Kaed has been destroyed. Wall can now get opened up if they so choose. And Buck does his thing. We'll see the aftermath above. Echo and Swimmer contesting it. That TCSG, although nerfed, is still devastating through vertical play. At this close of a range, you can annihilate a Buck that's trying to push you out of your position. But we won't quite see that yet. He'll open the holes and cautiously peek them. Twisty not peeking it. It's going to be a hard anchor for the defense. They're just waiting for the attack to happen. Rightly so. It's Kafe. You can anchor all you want and meet success. When you have Goyo, Jaeger, Wamai, and Echo, anchoring is a perfectly valid move, but Punky gets blinded by a teammate, loses his window control, and from New Hatch, Kayed will take out Cute Manatee on the Hibana. Nomad on White Stairs sees the head of Jaeger, but loses hers. There we go. Kill for kill. Punky on the Twisty, Tebin on the Spiker. 3v3. Anyone's game right now, but it is going to be defender-sided. 2 players on the roof. One will rappel down to heaven. No, they're missing the player. Swimmer, or not swimmer, rather. Burnt Turkey and Cigar takes one down, looking for the other. What a fantastic flick from Burnt. 2 for him, and Delta picking up the 3rd and remaining kill of that round. Let's watch this piece again. Great shot from him and a great round from them. HNC successfully holding, or Projekt Crimson rather, successfully holding the top 4 site. A bit of over-aggression by the Wamai in the beginning, but not that it really mattered. The attack dedicated hard for the vertical play, putting 4 players in reading room, and when the defense didn't really peek it, they just kind of moved around and, you know, played all willy-nilly. They realized, oh hey, there's no attackers on the skylight. Oh hey, there's nobody red stairs. Oh look, I can just walk into Cigar again? Well, when the attack goes upstairs, just expecting the default locations that are normally clear, like Cigar Lounge to be clear, well, they weren't. When you play vertically, you need to have players on the escape routes so you can contain them. Think of it like if you want to squeeze Jello, you can't just push it from one side because it's going to kind of jiggle a bit. You got to push it from both sides. You got to pincer it. And without that pincer move, your vertical play is effectively useless. And that's what we saw there. HNC not able to make it work. Projekt Crimson reading into that attack very well.
10 seconds.
But that was last round, and this is this round. We'll now move to Kitchen.
5 seconds to go.
Similar lineup as before, but rather than Wamai, we'll see Castle.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb.
Castle's great for Kitchen because you can block off that door he's barricading now and put someone in coat check. Maintain control of the bottom red staircase as much as you want in the beginning and make it really hard on the attack as they try to get control of Bakery. Call goes out that they do have a castle. Luckily, they've brought a sledge. It's going to be a top-down clear. Drones in their pre-placed positions. We'll call that it's clear. Rightfully so, as all the defense is set up for a heavy anchor. Projekt Crimson looking like they want to bunker down once again. No buck in sight, not that it matters. We have a sledge. They can play above and destroy the soft ceiling in train room. Only bad news is that Sledge is an awful lot slower than Buck. He's much easier to nitro cell. And with 2 in the hands of the defense, that is a very real possibility. He'll need to be quick, agile, and swift so that he doesn't lose his life to that vertical play. The linchpin drones go out to make sure that no weight flanks will be coming their way. And Gridlock will secure that for them. Minute 30 remains. Sledge gets to work on that vertical play, trying to get rid of this Kite Electro Claw. And he's not successful. That's 1 nade already wasted. The second one will not be wasted. They both of the Electro Claws have been destroyed. Hibana not coming to get the hatch. IQ and Delta getting control of the bar and entryway. Coordinating their push onto the castle barricades. Swimmer, though, ready for a breach. One comes. Mute Jammer will protect his coat check window, but he's droned out. Now trapped in there, he'll have to make do. Live as long as possible. IQ going around for that flank to pinch that Jaeger. Awana has now opened up Freezer. It's going to be a back push from the attack, trying to push from the bar and freezer wall. So Stun comes out to check. They know players by the double window. But with half a minute left, they need to make their move now. Cute still joining spots the castle. The vertical player should be able to confirm this kill, but nope. Sledge is too slow. Punky now bottom of red. Simplest getting a kill. There's the sledge. Vertical play working well. Second perhaps? Yep, a second. There goes the Yokais. No more Pentanol for you. Punky with another. He's in sight. Catches the Kayed,
10 seconds
but loses
left.
the gunfight to Tebin. 1v3. Bomb down. Simplest looking for that kill, but loses it. This is winnable for him. 1v1 scenario. There's no points in this mode, however, so he will not know that it's a 1v1. Equal damage done to both parties. Delta now one shot. The revives come out, though. 3v1, and once again, Spiker takes down Tebin in his minimal HP. A round for HNC. A great attack. The top 4 control was established really quickly, actually. They had pre-placed drones, one in raiding, one in train, etc. So they didn't really need to throw those drones down and spend half a minute or more droning. The drones were already where they needed to be in the prep phase, and they were able to start sledging and take their time with over a minute remaining. Once that happened, the defense really, it's astoundingly hard to survive trying to full anchor with more than a minute on the clock, as you have just seen. So the vertical play paid off, opening up the freezer wall paid off. The attack was really good about subverting the defenders' expectations. Instead of pushing from bakery as is tradition, they decided to mix it up. The castle barricades actually working against the defense there, because with those castle barricades, Jaeger, who was trying to wide peek from coat check, wasn't allowed to contest. And the attack just gets to sit, enjoy their time, sip some tea, and plan their attack and coordinate before they do a 3-2-1 blow and detonate those castle barricades at their leisure.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
So very, very well played by HNC. We'll now see the reading room, dining room defensive site, and honestly this one's my favorite. I think it's really interesting that you can play this from both above and below. You can play the freezer with pulse and deny the
10
A
seconds left.
plant, while you have a player in cocktail or laundry to deny B plant.
5 seconds left before
But
insertion.
most traditionally, you bring Castle or Kaid or
Attackers
players
are
who can
heading out to
deny
the
the
bomb.
freezer wall upstairs, and you hold upstairs. You just hold on to it as long as possible, and you pray that your defenders up there don't die until there's less than a minute left, so that there's not much the attack can do. And that's what we're going to see here. We have Jaeger with his ADS, some Guayo shields in tow. Taking his bullet holes, I believe. Yep. And Tevin having some runouts, trying to hold top white. Dislocating players here is extremely difficult, especially whenever you have a Thatcher ban. Those bandit batteries will persist. No twitch on the scoreboard this time. Only thing that will suffice is perhaps a nade from the cocktail window. Drone calls out that white is clear. Someone will be taking control of Cigar. It looks like it's going to be Punky's drop to do that. ADS has spotted a drone is lost by Sophia. Checks for the ADS. Is there another one? No, but the impact misses. The shield survives. Did it miss again? It did. Good lord. Delta missing both of his impact utilities. That means Simplest needs to come nade this Guayo shield now, but he's on the other side of the map. He's by cocktail already. Zoph is not going to have control of white. Bandit, though. Refragged by Punky on the IQ. Sledge is dead. That's a lot of soft breach potential just gone. Sophia not being there for the white stairs pincer really gave the defense a time to escape. The pincer wasn't quite as effective. The hatch will open up and train. Defenders awaiting the push. 4v4, minute 10 left. I would call this attacker favored, since they already have top control and plenty of breach charges to make that worth it. There's your IQ pulled out. One yokai dispatched. Some bandit batteries destroyed, hopefully. The pillars players will need to be careful. Hibana trying to open a wall. On Sophia.
See you on the other
Burnt
side.
though. Ready for that angle. Area of his hatch, however, he'll get off of it. Sophia watching for that flame. Spiker's now trapped. Done some good damage onto Manatee, however. But he'll die. Spiker finishes him off from above.
Phone activated.
20 seconds left. The attack has the main advantage, but needs to make their move now. Gridlock on the flank goes out. Plant's coming down from Manatee. Delta gets a kill elsewhere. Takes off Echo's head as well. Plant goes down. Delta with 3. Easily makes up for missing those impacts earlier. Makes it look easy. Great shots from him. Both of these teams pretty well matched, I would say, but HNC just able to eke out a couple close wins in these rounds. We will return upstairs. Projekt Crimson now on match point cannot afford any more defensive losses. They've only won 1 so far out of 3, so they've allowed all the losses they possibly can. It's time to step up and gain some momentum. We're going to see some adaptations come out. The Goyo being brought once again. I would like to see the Echo 6 pick off since the IQ's in play, making him not quite as effective. Sledge reading into the top floor hold will pick
Attackers
Ash
need to
instead.
locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
The ADS is placed in predictable positions. Once they're thrown, you can really use those flashbangs effectively. You do have 6 of them. If you need to use them, that'll destroy all 3 ADS. What's left to worry about, however, is the Wamai Frisbees. It might take Sophia stuns to burn those, or maybe even a smoke grenade from Spiker. We'll see. Move quick enough, they should be able to get control of Rat Spot, and then it's a quick execute on the site from there.
10 seconds remaining.
TCSG losing all of its ammo, making those holes in the bar, so you can see the default plant go out. And the gang all spawns at River Docks, ready to ascend to the roof and begin their intel gather. IQ checking for any Valk games that may be outside. There are none. Swimming with a really cool line of sight onto his Goyo Shield's detonate device. I think he's content with what he has. A really late setup from Projekt Crimson. Not that it matters. Kafe takes the attack a long time to get in the building. So you have a lot of lenience, really. You're allowed to have these more complicated strats because you have more free time, really. Default control goes out. Delta, aware of the player in Rat. Waiting for Hibana to open up the wall so he can get inside of Cigar Lounge. Turning below, there's no pulse, there's no Valkyrie. Call goes out, it's safe to enter. Hibana flashes the default position, burning an ADS it sounds like, but potatoing another, unfortunately. Hitting the chandelier again, no joy for her. She'll blind Punky, who luckily does not get collected as a kill from Zach. He retreats to bathroom, hiding, trying to use his life as effectively as possible, waste a few more precious seconds of time. Now with control, they'll need to get rid of those Kaids on the wall. He opens up the soft portion, default plant's ready to go. The yokai is found and dispatched. So are both of the Goyo shields. Manatee with a shot likely onto the player, I believe in bar, maybe cocktail as well. But Zach, though, in his Rat Spot, will find Spiker. There's your Gridlock dead. 2 attackers waiting for the aggression to come out. Delta's been downed now. It's a 4v3 advantage to the defense. All they've got to do is wait this out. No need to go kill hungry. Delta will die soon enough with that 1 HP he has from his self-revive. Ash baits out the shot. She knows one's Freezer. She knows it's Kaid. But he has the TCSG. There goes IQ. Echo killing another. That's 2 for him. Twisty getting 2 free kills. And Delta, 1 HP in a dream, quite literally. Zach looking for the free frag. Delta's patient, though. Gonna save KD. 15 seconds left. This round will
seconds
go
remaining.
to Project Crimson. Oof, bit of potato there. Echo won't miss though. Good job to Crimson. Honestly, I loved that hold and rat spot. The Wamai was able to sit there for a long time, and there's not much else to say except that Hibana didn't have really room to miss 2 flashbangs. If they had detonated earlier more effectively, Zofia or Ash could have gotten rid of the shield a few seconds earlier and maybe killed that Wamai instead of letting him escape to do damage later in the round by hiding in the bathroom. Similarly, it looks like the attack kind of just stalled out. Tight angles were being held. You had, I believe, Kaid with the TCSG in hand, holding a pixel, and that is pretty hard to fight, to be honest. That thing will bring you down even post-nerf and 3 well-placed body shots. So, good round to Crimson. Let's see if they can repeat that performance, but this time on Reading Room.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
No Wamai this time. They want to bring the Goyo and Echo. So many shields. The same strategy. Hold on the cocktail for as long as possible. For almost half of the entire defense's arsenal of reinforcements going upstairs.
You can stop worrying about grenades you might make.
An electrified Goyo shield, maybe? Nope, not quite. Some drone denial going out just to slow them down,
5
but it's looking
seconds
like
to
they're
go.
going to offer up Cigar Lounge for free. Which is fair. You have all the fortifications you
Attackers are moving
need,
out
top
to
white
locate a
and
bomb and
cocktail.
defuse.
Why risk your life needlessly when you have no reinforcements, no cover, no nothing by Cigar?
Changing back!
The slow ascend once again to the top portion of the map. Ooh, that's dirty. Pretty common angle, actually. You've probably seen it
Bomb
before,
located by
but
attackers.
it's really hard to contest when there's a shield there. Oh no. IQ, you best watch out. But Jaeger gets off the angle just in time for IQ to walk away alive. Burnt turkey. Where are you, bud? Somewhere, losing a bit of his health. Almost a quarter, to be exact. Drops come out. Now we play a mini game. How fast can the attack clear the top room? Well, we're gonna find out. Swimmers trying to get rid of these pesky little drones, gathering some intel for the attack. 2 players in position, ready to execute onto the bar. Sophia, we'll see if she hits her impacts this time. Bandit, though, great flick from Delta. Bandit needs to hit that shot so close, but he walks away alive and with the HP advantage, lucky for him. Freezer gets open, it's going to be a push, a rush onto this Jaeger. Will they escape or fight it out? Let's find out.
Drone spinning up.
Sophia down from below, I believe. Sledge will ping the Jaeger, who then drops smartly, so saving his life. Man down, Delta once again with that 1 HP and a Dream 5v4 effectively. Can hear the breach charges coming out. We have a minute left. Plenty of soft breach utilities still left alive though. So despite Delta's health advantage, this is looking a bit attacker favored. Simplest looking to deprive the defense of their cover. Zach. Nitrocell prepped, ready to go. You're trying to deny Sledge from above unsuccessfully. Both players missing their shots, but Zach's Nitro won't miss. A kill from him onto Punky. Spiker refragging with Swimmer, and Cute picking up Zach. It's gonna be a sight execute from the looks of it. Twisty, holding white, burnt. Trying to deny pillars from the looks of it. And a long angle from Tebin.
15 seconds to go.
You've heard the announcer, there's no time left. Manatee will go for the plant. Simplest
10
drops to
seconds
get rid of the white player, and there he goes. Bandit, though, missing his shots once again. Unfortunate, plant goes down. Bandit will finally land the kill onto Sledge. It's a 2v3. Delta playing his low health, holding a pixel to deny the rotate. Manatee, though, picks up Burnt Turkey. There's your Goyo gone. TCSG out of your hands. Tevin needs to make it happen. This is match point 1v3. Intel's on him. Plants down. Gridlock's in the way. He's gonna need a miracle. Oh, a dirty shot, making up for the aim from before into Tevin, but it does not matter. He will lose this round as there is no time left to plant. GG's to HNC and Projekt Crimson. Played very well by both teams. However, Projekt Crimson just able to eke out the win this time. Fantastic attacker half from them, honestly. Able to regain momentum. Initially losing 2, but then winning 2 after. Simply came down to the attack side in that case. HNC having a better one. From the scoreboard, we can see that HNC had a pretty balanced scoreboard. Whereas in Projekt Crimson, we had a couple of people quite lagging in frags, which is not the end of the world, except that Swimmer is the Jaeger player. Unfortunately, whenever an entry fragger is not able to show up, it does set off your balance a little bit, and had he maybe had a bit more luck or a bit more communication power there, could have gone either way. Anyhow, now that that game was done and dusted, thank you guys for tuning in today. I believe that is the last match of tonight. I hope you all stay safe and well. Farewell.